While I am sharing this, just to let you know that you may have heard of white privilege, which is also impacted by implicit bias. And I'm going to be very frank when I say this. White privilege is actually shared by all white people. That is not an opinion, that is an actual fact. White privilege is basically where you're more likely, white people are more likely to have benefits. And it could be benefits to home ownerships. It could be benefits to the quality of education that they have. It could be inheritances from past generations within a family. Basically, white privilege impacts implicit biases. And all white people have them. And you will find sometimes that white people, unfortunately, will be a little defensive, and it's probably because they aren't aware of really what it means. You might hear someone say, well, I'm not privileged. I wasn't raised with an excess amount of income. We weren't rich. I had to work for every dollar that I had. So therefore, I'm not privileged. That's not really what white privilege refers to. White privilege is actually, again, referring to the fact that it's shared by all white people, and you're more likely to have privileges and benefits over Black people. We do not have those same privileges. So that's something to make sure that you're aware of. But I'm sharing a screen, and hopefully everyone can see it, 4 levels of oppression and change. There are 4 levels that we all deal with on a regular basis. And these are areas where you can actually help make change, to understand the oppression that actually goes on and how you can actually make a change in your daily life, especially when you're at work. But we have here our first level of oppression, which is the personal. Now you have a personal oppression, which basically deals with the values that you have, the beliefs that you have, the feelings that you have about people who are different from you, okay? And that can come from within your family, from your childhood, the people that you're interacting with, but it's all on a personal level, okay? Then you have the second level of oppression. And in the second level of oppression, you can see that deals with most everything, deals with what you do at work, the policies that are going on, and also in society. What rules are we living by? What rules are we playing by? What do we all practice in the procedures that we carry out? Okay. And the third levels, we have institutional racism, which we've mentioned this several times. The rules, the policies, the procedures, all of the things that impact us on a daily basis at work. And I'm sorry, let me clarify a little bit with interpersonal, with interpersonal oppression. Those are your actions and your behaviors and the languages that you use in your dealings with different people that you deal with on a regular basis. Institutional racism is the rules and the policies and the procedures and the practices. And that's what you're dealing with on a regular basis when you are at work and you are carrying out your roles as communications professionals. And then we have the fourth level of oppression, which is cultural. And of course, that is what you're dealing with every day, no matter where you are. That is the standard of our beauty, the standard of truth that we're living with. What do we consider normal? What do we consider right? What is right? If you think about the levels of oppression, especially when it comes to the cultural aspect, what is right is basically, it stems from what's right for white people, not people who are Black or brown. Our world is actually based on white privilege and the fact that, and we're not saying you as an individual, we are talking about as a race. That is what our world is based on, and hence that's what makes Black and brown people oppressed. So those are areas of oppression to make you aware of them, and then an opportunity for you to be able to make change when you are at the workplace. Let me stop sharing this screen so we can all look at each other. We all have the opportunity to be able to make a difference, recognize our own implicit biases, understand the levels of oppression and how you can make a change and impact them in your daily life at work, in your personal life as well. There's a resource sheet that everyone will be receiving, and I would highly recommend, yes, Jaron just showed us, I would highly recommend when you look at that, you might want to take a look